everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. This is Aeons and War Eternal, and I wanted to go over, just before we continue on with our playthrough going through the turn order deck for this round, I want to talk a little bit about the end game triggers, because I want to make sure everyone's aware we're getting close to what could be either a disastrous situation for the Breach Mages, or we could potentially have the Nemesis be knocked out. Now, there's a number of different ways to win and or lose this game, not tons, just a couple on each side, so I thought we should refresh everyone's memories so that at this point we know going forward what we're aiming to do. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but individuals who have just played this for the first time or have just seen these videos for the first time may not know. So let's go over them. So the first thing is in terms of the players being victorious, which would be player being me, I'm playing solo. So in order for me to win, this condition can be true. The Nemesis has no cards in his deck, so we're talking the Nemesis deck right here has to be completely depleted. As of right now, we are down to the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. So we're actually doing really, really good that way. We just got to get this deck depleted, but we don't just win by the deck being depleted. We also have to have no cards in the deck and no minions or powers in play at the end of any turn. So essentially, any turn, meaning we don't have to wait till the end of a round. It's just at the end of any turn. If all the cards are gone and there's no minions or powers sitting out here, we win. It's as simple as that. So that's kind of more so maybe what I'm gunning for at this point, is to win by time going forward. The other way to win is obviously taking the actual Nemesis down from 44 down to 0. So obviously if we do that, we win as well. But I think that might be a tougher thing in this particular game, the way things have been going, but I'm still trying to do that or leave that as an option as well. Now there's two ways that I can actually fail. So one is the players are going to lose, or I'm going to lose if all the players are exhausted, so if they have 0 life. So of course if both of my characters go down to 0 life, that's a problem, and right now they're not looking too pretty. The other thing is if Gravehold happens to go to 0, which is also very, very sketchy. So this is one of those situations where this playthrough could come down to the wire. It could be really exciting. I'm really hoping we get an ending that's exciting. Whether we win or lose, I just hope it's close. And that's really all I'm hoping for, is that it's a fun playthrough, but you can tell how well the game is balanced. All right, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to flip this turn order deck over and find out who's going first. But first, I just want to make note of the fact I forgot to put this crystal in the discard pile. So we're going to do that. That's from the prior video. I believe I left that there by accident. Yan doesn't have anything there. So that was a spent crystal, so it should have gone here, which is fine because I'd put it at the end of the deck anyway, being that it's just a regular crystal. We're going to go ahead, turn over the deck, and see what's going first. Awesome, so Meza's going first, which is great because all the Nemesis has been able to go first quite a bit. Meza's right here. Meza has 1 breach that still needs to be opened. It would cost 4 to open it. We're going to try to do that at some point, although my hand currently doesn't allow me to do so. We also have all breaches open for Yan, just for reference, so this is the only one left. Once we get all these breaches open, we can really start hopefully hammering the Nemesis, as well as whatever enemies or minions start to show up here, so let's hope for the best. My hand right now, I've got kind of some debate in my mind as to what to do next here. So we've got the Crystallize spell. This Crystallize spell, again, for you guys if you wanted to know, and I want to clarify this from previous episodes because I may have played this wrong one other time in the past, but it has to be an ally that reveals their hand. You can never actually cast this. You can cast this, Meza can cast it. Not only does it sit here, because it has to have 2 open breaches around it in order to sit where it does in a particular breach, but it takes up 2 spots around it, because you can see it says prep to 2 adjacent breaches that this card touches both breaches. This fully occupies those breaches. So this would occupy the whole 3, which is crazy. And then essentially the cast would be only my ally Yan could go ahead and reveal all the gems. We've done this correctly in the prior video, but we may have played this incorrectly a couple videos prior to that. So this is a correction in case I goofed that up, but there you go, now you know. So it's a powerful card, cool card, but it really does gum up all your breaches, so you have to weigh this damage versus Jagged Lightning, say, in Nova, and find out whether that would be a smarter move. This is 7 damage combined, unless, of course, you put it in a +1, so you could get a max probably of 8 off this, at least with Meza anyway. You get a max of 8, whereas Crystallize right now, if I put it in here, using all the gems that Yan has, I could get 8 too, so it's kind of which one's better, I don't know. I think for now I'm going to use Crystallize here, because I'm going to hope that we get the chance to use Yan in the future and be able to take a massive hit against the Nemesis, which would be really cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have the Jagged Lightning and the Nova Forge, and we're just going to keep them in our hands. We're not going to spend them. We also have a crystal in our hand, but one crystal does essentially nothing. And we have a spark. So we could decide essentially to keep, well, we have to keep the spark. So we're going to keep all those cards in our hand, and that's about it. That's going to pretty much end Meza's turn. So we're going to go ahead and flip, and there's actually only one card left anyway. So we'll flip that over, and it's a crystal. So at least we'll be able to do something with that hopefully in the future. Knocking cards over everywhere here, but at least we're set up. So we're set up to do something productive here. Okay, so we're going to end up needing at some point to draw, but for now this will sit here. Okay, so we're coming over to either the Nemesis, which is probably going to be going next, or it could be Yan, or we could be getting Meza. So that's going to be the fun part. What is this turn order deck going to do to us? Here we go. All right, we got lucky, so Yan's going to go. That's good. So we got 4 breaches here, all open for Yan. That's fantastic, but man, do we have a lack of attack. So I have Crystallize. I might as well put that out, and I might as well put it on the +1 damage cast. Now, the one thing I've always wondered about this Crystallize one is if I put it here, do I technically get the bonus for both of these? Because it does say it fully occupies both breaches. So maybe this would actually be a +2 attack, because I'm going to say it would be. And I would say that this Crystallize, if it fired, would also get the advantage of this too, because it says it fully occupies it. So I may have also missed that advantage in the past as well, but wanted to point that out. So anyway, we got the Crystallize in its slot. We still have an open one, but don't have any more spells. We have tons of crystals here. Now this is where it gets interesting. If I go ahead and spend all these crystals to do something like charge up or pick up a card from the market, the downside is I cannot use, or at least the Crystallize from Meza will be a little less powerful later if I was to shoot it. Whereas if I hold on to those, I've got a guaranteed 8, 9, 10 damage. So I'm thinking I'm going to hold on to those cards. And we're just going to pick up a card and end our turn to fill our hand back up. We're going to hope that it's gem, because if it's a gem, it even adds more damage. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's pick up the card and see what happens. Ha! Crystal. Classic. We'll take it. So that's awesome. So 10. Perfect. That could not have worked out better. So 10, 11, 12. Now we have a massive attack. Sorry, it would be 10 and would be coming over here. And it would be 11. Sorry guys, I didn't mean this area, because again, the Crystallize would have to fire from Meza in order to use the ally's hand over here. So still a powerful attack. 10 plus the 1 from this open breach, which occupies as well. So 11. Still a very powerful attack. Of course, things have to pan out correctly, because we have to get the monsters in here, or we want to do a smashing hit against the Umbra Titan, which would be awesome to take that thing down to like 33. Anyway, that's all hopes and dreams. So what do we do next? I think that was it for Yan. So it was pretty straightforward. Nothing really happened. So sorry, but that was a little anticlimactic. So let's go to the turn order deck, see what happens. Classic. So the Nemesis is going to go. Good news, there is nobody here, so nothing's going to trigger that way. We do have to pull a card. Oh my gosh. We are in tier 3, so that's kind of to be expected eventually. So an 18 health minion, the Demi-Ancient. This guy's going to start taking tokens away from us up here as it triggers. So that's nasty. Let's get some dice on here to represent 18 health. That's a lot of health. Oh my gosh. Even with my attack here, that's more than I can handle at this current time. That's ridiculous. Anyway, let's see how we can do this. Okay, so that's there. And it doesn't trigger this turn. It just comes into play. Then we go back to the turn order deck again. Flip this over. We got a 2. So who's 2 again? Oh, that's a Yan. Okay, so Yan can go. No, not exactly exciting. Although I could shoot the Crystallize, and it does have a +1 damage. It does have a +1 over here because it occupies both. So that would be 2 damage. And I could burn both the crystals over here for +2 damage each. So that'd actually be 6. And you know what? That's actually not bad. Let's do that. Let's do that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fire off the Crystallize attack. So let's go in the discard pile here. Then we're going to go ahead and discard the 2 crystals from Meza, so to use those, and that's going to be a total of 6 attacks. So it's going to knock him down to 12. This is one of the coolest things about Aeon's End, is the fact that you can actually choose to hold on to all your cards, and that's what I choose to do this time, because I'm trying to set up a really powerful attack. Some deck builders just ditch your entire hand. I love the fact you can just hold on to it and strategize as to what you're going to do next. But that's it, and there's no point in drawing anything up because I can only have 5. So my turn is done. But at least I did something. I fired off the crystal, did some damage, so it wasn't completely a dead turn. So we're really just hoping that this isn't the Nemesis. Okay, we got lucky. I'll take it. So that's amazing. The only downside is I don't think I can kill this guy still. So let's see what we do here. So we fire this Crystallize spell off, which we're going to do. This is going to give us +1 here, so that's 1. And then I'd have to discard all of these cards here, so we might as well discard them in order we want. So we're going to go 1 like this, put the 2 Frozen Magmite there, and this here, that's going to give us 10 damage. 10 plus 1 is 11, which literally keeps this thing alive by just 1, which is brutal. I really wish I could have killed that thing off. We just didn't have enough. Honestly, if we had had this open and it was sitting here, it would have been better. But that's as good as it gets, I think. And then, of course, now we have openings, and we have 3 spells. So I guess the good news is that we can actually put all this stuff in here. So I can go like this and just prep all of my spells for a bigger attack later on if something nasty comes out. So that's not bad. So that's not terrible. That's not a terrible turn all around. So we'll take that, and of course I'm now going to have to flip my discard pile over fully because we need some cards, and we got to hope we get some good ones. Sparks, not so much. They just come up the hand. Little crystals, not so much. Aurora, not bad. That's a decent card. World Heart Shard, not bad. Crystal. Okay, so that wasn't exactly the greatest hand to get back. And I just realized actually with Yan's turn, I forgot to fill the hand for Yan. So let's go back here and get Yan's hand filled back up. Illuminate. What a card that is very good at the beginning of the game, becomes very, very useless as the game goes on and you cannot focus anymore. You don't get additional damage off it. This isn't a bad hand. Okay, so there we go. So we're all squared away. I should have done that last when Yan went just before. My mistake, but it doesn't break the gameplay at all. Okay, so we are done now with Meza. And we, of course, know exactly what's going to happen here. It's the Nemesis. No surprise there. So we're going to go here to the Demi-Ancient, which sadly has 1 health remaining, which allows, and basically we lose a Nemesis token. We can't stop it. I really wish I could have, but it did not pan out the way I hoped. We're still alive, so that's good. Now we're going to go ahead and pull a card from the deck. Banish. Unleash twice. That's aggressive. The player with the most prep spells suffers 1 damage for each of their prep spells. Oh my gosh, that would be 3. That's crazy. Okay, so this is called Banish. That's nasty. So let's deal with the Unleash twice first. Now we have 2 Nemesis cards in the discard pile, so we know that when that happens, it's going to be Gravehold suffering 2 damage each time, or we could lose Nemesis tokens. So I'm going to say, I'm going to let Gravehold take the hits, I think. So we're going to drop it down to 10. This is getting real sketchy. Okay, so we've done the Unleashes. Now we're going to go with the player with the most prep spells, which is obviously Meza. Prepped, 3 of them. Suffers 1 damage for each of their prep spells. So that's going to be 3 damage, knocking him down to 2. Oh my gosh. And then this is gone, so we dealt with it. Okay, but this deck is thinning. We're down to 3 cards. And again, remember, one of our triggers to win is essentially have this deck deplete and have nothing in here. At the end of a turn, we win. So we're going for that hardcore now because this doesn't look like a plausible win solution anymore. All right, the turn order deck's all shuffled up. Let's flip it up and see what happens. Number 2. Okay, so that is going to be Yan. So Yan's going. Yan has nothing prepped, so that's unfortunate because it would have been nice to be able to shoot off all of Meza's stuff and get rid of that thing, so that's really bad. Let's think about what we can do here. I'm going to probably... Okay, so first off, we have nothing to shoot. We might as well prep some spells. So this thing here... I'm just going to put these down for now, and I'll think about where they are in a second. So Nova Forge should probably... Well, I guess we put them both in the +1s for now, just to give us the most damage. Now, these both have while prepped effects, so this one's going to give us 2 ether for spells. This one is going to, based on how many times we focus, give us an extra damage, but that's useless because everything is focused to the max. We can't even we can't focus this last one at all, so that extra bonus is useless. We have Mage's Totem. This one says destroy a gem or relic you played this turn, or destroy this and Gravehold gains a life. I'm thinking for now we want to destroy a crystal. I want to make my hand more powerful, I think, as we go along. I think. Tough call, tough call. We know, too, that 3... Oh, we have 5, actually, because we have Frozen Magmite. That's actually really good. So maybe what I'll do... Yeah, I'm going to end up destroying the crystal, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy something first. So we've got 2 here, 1 here, and then we have Nova Forge, which gives us 2 for being prepped. So that's 5 going after a spell, which is perfect because we can take Aurora. So we'll take Aurora. We're going to put it right like this. We acquired, actually no we're not, because Frozen Magmite says you place the card on the top of your deck. Awesome, so it's going to show up right away, and then we'll put these in the discard for paying for them. And then I'm going to play immediately Meza's Totem, which allows me to destroy a gem or relic you played this turn. So I'm going to take this crystal, we're going to throw it, it's gone forever, and then I get to still keep this card. It's going to go in my discard pile like that. So that's not terrible, that worked out pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's the end of that particular turn. We got to draw back up 5 cards. So there's Aurora, the one we just got. And this is Jagged Lightning. Now we're getting some really powerful... Oh, geez, this is crazy. We're getting a lot of good stuff now. So hopefully this could be really helpful. That was a really good hand of cards. Wow. Okay, so we're going to come back around to the turn order deck, see what happens next. That's not what I wanted to happen. Okay, so the Umbra Titan loses, and we still couldn't kill this guy. He's just pecking away at us slowly, so that's not good. And then we're going to pull another card, but that's depleting the deck, so I guess that's okay. Oh my gosh, we need to... the Apocalypse Ritual. So this is going to have power 2 on it. That's not... Oh my goodness. That's such a short window of time. So basically we know, we've already seen one Nemesis card, we know there's one more left. So this won't trigger this round, but we need to get rid of that. So which means we need some we need a lot of ether, basically. So this one says spend 8 to get rid of it. The Gravehold suffers 5 damage for each Nemesis turn order card in the turn order discard. But oh my gosh, that could literally kill us. So the other thing we need to do is we need to get Meza to use his Under Earth mantra to give Gravehold back 4 life as fast as possible. That needs to be a top priority when it comes back to his turn. Otherwise, we risk, when this triggers, us just straight up losing. So we got to deal with that. Plus, we got to get this guy out of here so it stops messing with our Nemesis tokens. So many bad things happening at once. Anyway, back to the turn order deck. What happens next? Oh my gosh. What the heck were the chances of that? So we lose another Nemesis, another token. That's 3 tokens. And of course, we also lose one of the power tokens. I'm dying inside a little, guys. Okay, that was bad. Let's pull another card because this couldn't get any worse. Withering Beam, power 2, unleash twice. The players collectively destroy 2 of the most expensive prep spells. That's less as concerning as the Apocalypse Ritual, but still painful nonetheless. Oh my goodness. This is insane. And this one we can't even stop. This one's going to happen regardless, so we just got to deal with that one. I don't think we're going to be able to get 8 ether. We might. I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to trigger, I think. Anyway, let's see. Number 1. Well, at least we know for the rest of the deck it's all us. So let's just deal with everything we can. So Meza's up now. Meza, you are going to deal with 1 spark shot. That's awesome. So the 1 spark's coming real handy when you only need 1 damage. So bam, 1 damage kills off the Demi-Ancient. So that's finally gone. I wish that could have happened earlier. Put that in the discard pile. Now we technically have these 2. I'm going to hold on to them. I could shoot the Nemesis. I could actually shoot the Nemesis with these 2. And you know what? It might be worth it with only 1 card left. There's no reason not to. And then yeah, technically I have Aurora, which could go into one of these as well. Yeah, let's do it. I don't see any reason not to. Unless he's giving me a benefit right now. No, because I'm using the crystals to gain for Gravehold. So you know what? Let's shoot it. So let's go 4, 7, 8. So 8 damage. So that's going to be 8 damage going against the Nemesis, which will drop from 44 down to 36. Not bad. Sorry for the shakiness, guys. I'm just doing this with 2 hands here. 36. There we go. And we're slowly weakening him a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to put Aurora in this prepped 1+ damage breach area. It says, while prepped once per turn during your main phase, you may gain a charge. And look at that. It's like a free upgrade. And bam, Gravehold gains 4 life. That's what I'm choosing. So Gravehold's going to go back up to 14 from 10. Perfect. Okay, that was good. And that was a wild prep, so you guys understand that happens, and I can use that once per turn. So that's really cool. We have the rest of these cards. We have Spark. Might as well put that in play. Again, 2 crystals now, don't need them for this, so we can actually bundle this with maybe the World Heart Shard, which I could actually put something in the Allies deck, put something in Yan's deck, which might be good. I can't open this yet, so it might be better to give a powerful card to Yan. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. It's going to be a total of 4 ether here. So I'm going to put all of this in the discard pile for 4 ether. Oh, I just realized I'm not going to be able to gain Can it be anything I want? I think it can be, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so anything I want at 4, and I think there's only really one option. And actually this works out good because it'll help me heal. So this is going to help. Oh, geez, I'm realizing now that my guys are quite weak. But anyway, we're going to put this one into... Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it... No, I'm going to put it into Yan's deck and let Yan power up. So does it go on the top of the deck? I just got to double check. Is it top of the deck or the discard pile? Gain 2, you place the next card you gain this turn on top of any ally's discard. Yes, so I've done that correctly. So Primordial Flesh is on the top of the discard. Cool. That's it. That's all of Meza's turn. So now we're going to come over here, flip our 5 cards, see what we get. We got another Aurora card. Oh man, we're just biding our time right now. We've got a chance to win this, guys, and what could really happen is it would probably happen in the next round if it does happen. That's a decently powerful hand there. Okay, so we're going to turn our deck again. Who is it going to be? Same, it's Meza again. So Meza, you might as well just keep casting your stuff here. Just keep hammering away. Let me see here. Oh, but if I... No, you know what? I want to keep healing up Gravehold. Let's keep Aurora. Let's keep these Auroras in hand. I'll shoot the Spark off for 1 silly damage, which does basically nothing. So 35. I'm going to prep Aurora. So now I have 2 Auroras going. Now it says while, and I'm going to also prep Nova Forge, because this gives me abilities to gain stuff when prepped as well. Now we're going to the prep section. We've got gaining 2 charges, which is awesome. So we're getting really close to getting another 4 health on Gravehold, which is great. We got Nova Forge over here. We can use that to get +2 to gain a spell. We also have 2 of these, so that's a total of 6 we can go after. We're not going to use Jagged Lightning this turn. So that's 6, and only used to gain a spell. Hey, we can go for another Nova Forge. Let's do it. Or another Aurora. That could be good too. Let's do an Aurora. Let's do another one. We can end up having 3 Auroras here. That'd be crazy. So that might be overkill though. No, it's fine. And then we're going to go ahead and throw these in the discard, and we're going to keep our Jagged Lightning because we're not actually using it this turn. Perfect. That actually worked out really well. And then we're going to get a Crystal. What I really want to see is the Primordial Fetish. Where is that? Do I have one in here? I don't. No. I want to try to heal him up because he's so close to dying. It's just not good. Okay, so there's 5 cards in. All right. Whew. We are down to 1 card, guys, when that Nemesis triggers next round. Okay, number 2. That is going to be Yan. So Yan, let's see here. Let's shoot your Illuminate off because it's kind of pointless now. It does 2 damage. So we're going to shoot that off. It doesn't get the extra damage. So it's only 2. We might as well do Nova Forge first, actually. So we'll do Nova Forge first cast +1. So that's 5. This one is 2. So that's 7. That's not bad. 7 damage. So now we're down to 28. Let's see if I can get this rotated relatively quick. We're not doing bad. We're definitely hammering them pretty hard at the end here. Okay, 28 on the Nemesis dial. And then we're going to go ahead and just put all of this stuff in. Now, I don't want Crystallize in there anymore. I just want Auroras and Jagged Lightnings. I think that makes the most sense. So we're going to put Jagged Lightnings on both the +1s so we can keep smashing along. And then this one here is cool. When prepped once per turn, gain a charge. So we're going to be able to gain a charge down here for Imperial Ritual. And we can put those there. We also have Crystallize. I'm not going to use that this turn. I have 1 crystal to use, but I can't do anything else with this crystal, so I'll hold on to it. We're going to draw back up. We are nowhere near spending the ether to get that, so no worries there. Not yet, anyway. Oh, we're getting closer. Can we potentially get lucky with Yan? Oh, so close. All right, so here we go. We're going to start off in the next round. We're going to start with the turn order deck, and we have Yan. Thankfully, it was in the Nemesis because that would have been bad. A lot of things would have triggered. So Yan's going to be going first. Yan has lots of things to shoot off in terms of spells, which is awesome. So we're definitely going to be using these. So 3 damage we can use with this one here on an open breach. 3 damage here, +1 on cast, 3 damage, +1 on cast. So we got 3, 3, 3 for 9, 10, 11 damage total, which is a lot. We could also discard cards to focus, but again, as I talked about in prior videos, we've already maxed out everything in terms of breaches for focusing, so that's not going to be of any advantage to us right now. So we're going to cast these spells first off. So I'm going to put Aurora on top. as the first cast, then Jagged Lightning, and then another Jagged Lightning, which is going to do a total of 11 damage to the Nemesis. That's a crazy hit. So 28 is where we're currently at with the Nemesis, which is now being rotated down to 17. So we only need 17 more hit points, and we take the Nemesis down. So again, all of our breaches are empty. We can start our turn in terms of moving into the main phase. What do we want to do? Well, I have tons of crystals, and I also have the Crystallize spell. Remember that I can't use, when I actually cast this later on, I'm not going to be able to use my own gems. I'm going to have to use Meza's gems. The good news is that Meza has 4 crystals, as you can see in Meza's hand, which is great. So Crystallize is a fantastic one to use. So I'm going to put this one right here because, remember, when we go ahead and we place this particular spell here, it's on the +1 damage, but this card actually occupies both of these spots as well, on the 2 and the 4 for breach, so we're going to get this +1 as well. So once we cast this, we're going to get 2 just from the breaches, and then everything else we can get in terms of gems later on, so that could be a pretty nasty attack. It could be up to 10 damage, which is pretty high. So anyway, that's the Crystallize. Now, the question for me is whether or not I should actually spend any of these current gems that I have in my hand to purchase anything else. Now, we already know what Meza's hand's like, and there's no Crystallize ability over here, so I could go ahead and start spending these crystals. I might as well, because otherwise I'm just getting, I'm not actually helping myself in any way. I could even charge up and get myself a really powerful spell on top. It's kind of hard to see what's the best thing to do. That actually might not be a bad idea, now that I think about it. Yeah, let's do that actually. So let's charge up. This could be interesting. Yeah, let's charge up. So let's do, I'm going to spend a frozen Magmite. Actually, first I'll choose to use the Scornet Slag. So we're going to use this. Again, this is all being paid for one at a time. We put these into the discard as we want. So this right here is 2, and of course if we're tier 3, we get an additional 1. So technically what I'll do is I'll spend this and this, which is 4 total. That'll allow me to put 2 more charges here, which is great. We're almost all the way up. Then I'll use one of the frozen Magmites, and bam, we're all the way up, fully charged. Now I'm going to spend all of the charges to get this Imperial Ritual. This Imperial Ritual lets me, it says right here, gain a card from any supply. If you have 4 open breaches, which I do, then any ally gains a card from any supply and placed on top of their deck. So this ability says gain a card from a supply, so I can gain a card. I'd have to put mine on the discard. The cool thing is that the open breaches allow me to put another card on the top of the allies deck. So in terms of what I want to do for me, I think I'm not going to focus on the Crystallizes as much anymore. I think the Nova Forge is probably where we want to go. So we'll just continue to go damage. We'll hope that that's a good idea. So for me, this is going to end up here, and I get to pick another one that I get to choose to put in Meza's deck, and I'm going to put Nova Forge on top of Meza's deck. So it's going to sit like this. And that's the Imperial Ritual, or Imperium Ritual. And we still technically have 1 left that we can spend for 2. I could potentially pick up the Mage's Totem. That's the debate. Do I do that? I don't know. Maybe? Yeah, let's do it. Let's pick up the Mage's Totem. So then this essentially would be paid and used, and we'll take the Mage's Totem. We'll put it on top of our discard. Now we can put these back however we want. So let's go ahead and put the Slag in first, and then we'll leave the Crystal to last. Put the 2 frozen Magmites in the discard, and then the Crystal. That's not bad. Okay, and then we're all done. That is essentially, we have nothing else we can possibly do for Yan, so of course we need to draw up. For Yan, we got a Crystal, okay, and we got a Illuminate, which is not as powerful as it used to be. We got to take the deck, flip this over, and get our last 3 cards. So another Frozen Magmite, a Mage's Totem, and then the Primordial Fetish. That could actually be really good for healing, so that's good. Alright, so that's that. That is a full turn there for Yan. The first turn of the turn order deck. We're going to go to the second one. Who's it going to be? Oh my gosh, it's Yan again. That's awesome, I guess. Yeah, that actually is really good. So I'm going to go ahead and actually cast Crystallize. That's perfect. So I'm going to cast this. Again, I get +1 here, +1 here. And then I'm going to use every single crystal from Meza. This is perfect. So I'm going to get 2 damage 4, 6, 8, 10. So 10 damage is going to go against the Nemesis. Again, all these crystals go into Meza's discard pile. And they're all crystals, so I'll just put them all back in one big hunk. So that's 10 full damage, which is going to knock the Nemesis down from 17. Guys, we are getting really close. This is amazing. I might be able to actually kill it through just hit points alone. So Crystallize has been cast. I have to get rid of this now. Next up, we can actually use whatever cards we have in our hand. I might as well put Illuminate on something here, so I'll put it here. I've got Mage's Totem. I guess at this point I'll probably destroy this and gain a life on Gravehold to get it kind of going a little stronger. We might as well go ahead here and destroy this and gain 3 life, because if we happen to have to take any big hits, then I'll be ready for them. So we're up to 6. That's pretty good. We've got 3 crystals here, or 3 ether, I should say. If we could pick something up, I don't know. There's nothing really major, so we can just grab another frozen magmite, I guess. So I'll put that on top of my deck, and then bam, we'll put these. Oh, yes, that's right. And then we'll get rid of these, and we're all done. So that is Yan's turn fully done. Whew, all right, we're looking okay. We got 7 damage to go, guys. Do you think we can do this? It's tight. We still have that 1 Nemesis token, so something, who knows what's going to happen. Let's see, so that's everything. I got to draw back up for Yan. So we got, probably going to get lots of good cards here now. Maybe not. Crystals aren't so great. There's an Aurora. We got lots of damage. I think we're covered on the damage front now. We built our decks to the point where we've got an insane amount of damage. So really, it's a timing thing. I think it's going to come down to now is like, do I get the cards out of this deck that I need, or does the Nemesis go first and a lot of other nasty things trigger? That also could be bad. Yikes. Yeah, now that I think about it, guys, because let me think of this. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think I had 7 total. Let me see here. I'm going to count this again. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I had enough. I could be wrong. I think I had like 7 here. So I didn't have enough at the time to actually get rid of this ritual. I think I was 1 short based on how I played that. So I could have potentially gotten rid of this, but I am playing this little but again, when this triggers, which, I mean, even if it does, it only takes Gravehold down by 5 for each turn order card that the Nemesis pulls in its deck, or in the discard pile, I should say. And currently I got it up to 15, so we can handle 2 hits in a row and still be sailing fine. So that's kind of another reason why I focused on getting Gravehold back up. So anyway, long story short, let's continue and see what happens here. So we're going to turn this over. Okay, that's awesome. So we know that Nemesises are definitely coming in here real soon, but we got really lucky. Oh my gosh, that's it. We can do this right now because I already have 3 spells prepped. So it's essentially deal 3 damage, deal 3 damage, deal 4 damage, get another damage. That's like overkill. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 damage being cast against the Nemesis, guys. That's it. We did it. We knocked this thing all the way down to, actually in the negatives, which this thing doesn't go to. We have defeated the Umbra Titan. That is awesome. Wow. Okay, so I actually didn't expect to win this, but that's great. I'm happy I did. So I'm going to take all these out because I had to cast them all essentially in order for us to win. Now, normally, based on the game end conditions, which I'll show you guys again in case you guys aren't aware, the players are victorious if the Nemesis has 0 life. As soon as that happens, we're victorious, and that is what happened right here. Now, what I want to find out is if I continue through my turn, so I did this, I then take Jagged Lightning, I prep it, I pick up a bunch of cards, blah, 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 blah. What happens? What would have happened if I had have got a Nemesis card, how things would have resolved? Because I want to see how close to winning and or losing I was. So for fun, we'll just pull this over and see what happens. Okay, so there's a Nemesis card, classic. I knew that the odds were pretty high that was going to come out. It was like a 66% chance because there's only 3 cards left and 2 of them are Nemesis. So we pull a Nemesis. Technically, that would just trigger pull off this and pull off this. So this right here would make Gravehold suffered 5. We'd still be fine. We would then reveal the last card here. This would have been, you know, suffered 5 to Gravehold. This would have dropped down to 10. Then we would have come over here. This one says, what is this? Engulf. Resolve the most recently discarded attack card in the Nemesis discard pile. Oh, so I have to go grab the last one that we got. What was the last one we got? That would be Banish, I think. I think it's this one here. Could be wrong. Unleash twice. The play. Yeah, that looks right. The player with the most prep spells suffers 1 damage for each spell. Again, we only have 1 each, so we could each actually take that. Is this 1 player? Oh, the player with the most. So because we're tied, we could choose. Regardless, we would survive. But then it says unleash twice, which essentially would, because there's only 1 Nemesis token in, we would have somebody would take damage twice over. So we can have Yan take a single damage plus 2 damage plus 2 damage, and we'd still have all our mages standing up. So actually, you know what? At the end of the day, I don't really think it would have been that bad. Again, it depends, because of course, if this is the Nemesis card underneath here, it would have been, we probably would have died right then. Okay, yeah, we would have died, because that would have triggered again. Some other nasty stuff would have happened. Actually, you know what? At this point, there's no more cards to pull, so there's that. But anyway, regardless, that's just all hypothetical silliness. I really hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. We actually came all the way to the end. We ended up winning with, let's put this back to what it actually was, 15 health on Gravehold. So we did save the city of Gravehold from a nasty defeat. We took out the Umbra Titan, which is the very first Nemesis in the game. Again, there's a really cool ability to increase the difficulty, as you can see there. We can drop the number of Nemesis tokens down to 5 instead of 8 if you really want to challenge. And as you can see, I was literally 1 token away. If we had got any cards that didn't allow us to knock down Gravehold's health, but instead actually required us to take away a token, we would have been dead. So I could have easily lost this depending on how the cards played out, but that's how this works out. That's how a deck builder plays. Sometimes the cards are in your favor, sometimes they're not. But I had a blast with this game, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Hopefully this shows you how the game flows, how it works, what it feels like to go through kind of going after one of these particular Nemesis and trying to take it down. Hopefully this was useful. If you guys already own the game, maybe this got this game to the table for you. If you've never heard of it, hopefully that's on your radar now. I'd recommend it. I think it's quite fun. I really enjoy deck builders in general, and I think this is a really good one. It's really well balanced, and you can also see that we killed off the Nemesis. Gravehold was already really shaking in trouble. My mage knights, my breach mages were actually very close to dying at one point. We had 3, I think, on Yan and 2. So again, something nasty comes out, could kill them off. And then on top of that, the Nemesis token again. So like everything really came down to the wire. Just proves how much of a well-balanced game this really is. So that's pretty much all I want to say with this one. That's going to wrap up the full showcase of Aeon's End or Eternal. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you made it all the way to the very last video, thank you for all your support and feedback along the way. Appreciate it. We're going to be moving into some of the other playthroughs that we have currently ongoing, which would be City of Kings and Darkest Night. Do not forget that I have a giveaway going for, shoot, why am I forgetting this right off the top of my head, for Explore It. So right now there is a giveaway, and there'll be a link in the description below. So please make sure you get in on that giveaway and you don't miss out. Thank you so much for your support, and as always, keep on rolling solo.